People with their Lilith and Gemini have a deep-rooted fear of saying the wrong thing and getting a bad reaction from people. They're avid learners and they're really good at reading people's body language and understanding how people feel without them actually speaking. People with this placement are involved in conflict a lot of the time, and this is because of their words can either offend people or be misinterpreted, and so this can cause really brash reactions from people. But also, people with Lilith and their Gemini like to be devil's advocate. They like to get a rise out of people, and they need to learn how to find the best time when to do that and when to not do that. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and so this placement can manifest as having communication problems or being so good at communicating you can actually use your words to manipulate people, and a lot of Lilith and Gemini placements don't actually realize they're doing it. Lilith and Gemini people need to learn how to use their words wisely, but they also need to learn how to hear people out. Sometimes they can dominate conversations so hard that they don't even pay attention to what other people say because they're so involved in their own thoughts and opinions and believe everybody should agree with them a lot of the time. People with this placement oftentimes fear rejection and constantly feel misunderstood. Even though they're very good at communicating, these things can be kind of misinterpreted, and they need to learn healthy coping mechanisms to deal with their emotions because they can be very detached and think logically a lot of the time when it comes to their feelings instead of just understanding how they feel. It's possible that people with Lilith and Gemini placements were shamed for expressing themselves authentically as a child, and so as they grew older, they started to not really care how people perceive them. If people misinterpret what they say, it is what it is, and they've kind of learned to just move past it. However, a lot of the time, because their words are so powerful, they tend to be the kind of people who can really dig under the surface and understand what people's true intentions are. Some negative traits from a Lilith and Gemini placement is that you can have very obsessive thoughts. When something's in your head, it's very hard to get it out of it. You overthink the little things that people say and do, and you take it very personally. People with this placement tend to cope by making jokes of the things that they're going through. They have a very dark sense of humor, but it's very important that they use outlets like journaling to just kind of release their emotions and come to terms with who they are as a person.